Desire Ravi, wave to you. Okay. So I'm live now on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on Instagram, as usually. Okay, good part of the day. Hey guys on Instagram, let me know what country you're watching me from. I'm streaming from United States of America, Florida. I'm Anna Deeter. Good morning. Desai, I don't know, I apologize if I don't read correctly your name. Okay, so I am live in Instagram, and the title for today's for today's stream is Don't Fight Your Stuttering. There is another way. That's how simple this stream is going to be about. If you stutter, clutter, or have any difficulty speaking, then I truly recommend you watch this stream, because today I'm set to explain a lot of truth about so-called stuttering or stammering speech disorder. And it's going to be real information, not something that you can see everywhere else. Okay. But today I'm set to look at several videos that people have published on internet, on YouTube specifically. And hi, Harsh, good to see you here. Thank you for joining. Get ready to write your questions, okay? But let me tell you what I am set to do today. I have prepared several videos today, and I'm gonna click on them and we're gonna watch them together. These videos are gonna show to you how speech therapists, teachers, and other conventionally prepared, conventionally trained, the system specialists teach children, and including you when you were a child, to speak. Why people stutter. I want you to see it. I want you to just use your own mind and just do the summary on your own. Okay. Hi, Dimitri. Good to see you here as well. So, and today we are going to talk about the 4 main speech tools that we all have. We have them, but some of them are using them correctly and they speak with no difficulty whatsoever. And the others do not use correctly those tools and they stutter, stammer, clutter, or whatever else you call it. So, but the bottom line, the most important part, I want to explain to you that the main reason for people to have any difficulty with speech is their desire to fight. They are fighters. All people who stutter are fighters. They're very aggressive. They fight and ready to fight each moment. Whenever they want to speak, they are ready to fight. And of course, if you are in the condition, in the state of a war, then of course you feel the tension in you. Tension is the result of your desire to get ready for fighting. So I think last week I talked about the analogy. I compared people who stutter, who are getting ready to speak. People who stutter are like fighters getting ready to, like 2 boxers stepped on the ring, like boxer ring, and they are ready to begin the fight. Okay. So, by the way, guys, the ones who are still watching me and the ones who are gonna join me, Go ahead and ask your questions because I will answer your questions without any problem. I just want you to understand that I don't have any secrets from you, from people who stutter. So once again, the title for today's live stream is Don't Fight Stuttering. Stop fighting, period. Like, period. Stop fighting because stuttering is a ghost. It doesn't exist in reality. Your difficulties, of course, they do exist, but you got to understand why you have these difficulties. Why? The bottom line is because you are constantly fighting. You always want to fight. You are in the state of war, non-stop. Okay? So, and this war is like almost 24/7. Maybe when you are asleep, you don't fight. But the moment you open your eyes, you're ready to fight, 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 fight. Remember how this iconic video footage of President Trump with his fist in the air, fight, fight, fight. Have you seen it? Let me know. Yeah. Desai, if you're still here, let me know. And by the way, let me know what countries you're watching me from. I truly need to have this information. Okay? So while we're still getting more people are coming and joining us on Instagram, on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. I would like to remind to you that I am here to answer any of your questions. The question is about what is it stuttering? What is stuttering? What is the natural and normal speech that you are hearing from me at this moment? English is not my first language. For people who live in other countries other than United States of America or United Kingdom or Canada or New Zealand, English speaking countries, you probably sometimes you don't notice that I speak with an accent. Yes, my first mother tongue is Russian. I was born in Russia. Hi, Irina. Good to see you join. Irene, probably. I don't know how to say it correctly. But the bottom line is that what you hear is coming from my mouth is what I teach. I teach people to speak the way I speak without any mistakes, without stuttering, cluttering, stammering. And the moment they understand what is it I, as a naturally speaking, normally speaking person, what is it that I am doing? And the moment they begin doing the same, guess what? They begin speaking just like I, of course, within their vocabulary, because I cannot give you my vocabulary. Unfortunately, speech is a skill. Speech is a skill. And in order to speak just like, for example, your mommy, daddy, not for example, that's the reality. People, when they're born, young children learn to speak just like their mommy and daddy or whoever is around this little baby. So if you still don't speak like your parents, let's say if your parents are normal speakers, of course, because very often it's the case when a child is born, the child begins to imitate the speech of his abnormally speaking parents. Unfortunately, this is the case. But once again, see, I just made a mistake. I immediately heard it. Immediately. I don't know if you notice. Okay? So, and I just simply, without fighting, without any war, I just went back and fixed my mistake. Because I knew it was a mistake. It was, they call it the slip of a tongue. I know why I made it. I know. This is why it's not a big deal for me when I made this mistake. Okay, however, of course, I don't encourage anybody to make mistakes in speaking, because every time we make a mistake, it's kind of our quality, the quality of the words that we say goes down. And we don't want to experience that, right? And we may have the look of people who are listening to us, and they may look at you and say, "What? What did she say?" Or "What did he say?" We don't like it. It's not pleasant because it makes us go back and repeat what we just said again. If we know how to do it, of course, we're going to do it without any mistakes. We're going to fix the problem, fix the mistake, and keep going. Okay, so, and to me, it's a waste of time. When you make a mistake, then you catch it, then you go back, fix it, and again, do the same. It, again, it diminishes the quality, the accuracy, and the comfort of your speaking. So, while I still do not see any questions, okay, so we are going to continue with my plan. And my plan for today is to simply explain to everyone who's going to watch this live stream later in the recorded way. So you're going to watch it later and you will learn what is speech in reality. Because yesterday, when I was looking for different videos to show to you guys, I was just, oh my God, I was amazed what people are saying about speaking, about stuttering. It's a whole bunch of dis or misinformation, a whole bunch of speculations. People are truly confused about speaking today. A lot of people are confused. And whenever they are confused, like for example, when the speech therapist is confused about what speech truly is, and the speech therapist begins to teach his or her clients the information that he or she was trained to learn and spread around his clients, the confusion goes to clients. The speech therapist's confusion goes in the mind to his or her clients. And that's a big problem. We will watch a couple of videos today that I could find. It's so hard to find the videos of speech therapists actually not sitting blah, 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 and talking and doing recommendations like in a way I am doing right now. I'm sitting blah, 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 right? But they are not showing, and I am not showing practically right now at this moment. What is it that you need to do? What is it that you need to learn? And how I teach it in front of the client. Because this is what I do in every video that I release. If you still haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, if you still haven't watched almost 500 videos, video reports before and after, then you haven't seen how I work with my students. Of course, I cannot show the 3-day recording because it's going to take forever to watch, right? Besides, every person who stutters is different. You guys all making different mistakes because you all have different mindset. Whatever you believe, the war you need to fight is different. This is why what I have been doing, especially recently, I am simply showing you big chunk, a few minutes, the very important, the most important time when I begin working with my student. I begin when I'm explaining things. Okay? And after watching, you will see how my students react to my words, how they go like, oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah, that's right. And they are in disbelief, still in disbelief that the words I am telling them and the information they're receiving from me will make a difference in their life. And then I show the end of the class, day number 3, and you hear them speak just like everyone else. I don't like to use the word fluently and fluency because this word is very, very misleading. There is no such a thing as fluency in speech. There are absolutely different characteristics of speech that I teach people to focus on. There are two, the most important goals that every normally speaking person has. Number one is we all want to be accurate. We all want to say every word that is coming out from our mouth, it needs to be accurate. Okay? And the second thing, every word should be easy. We should not be struggling. It should be very easy for us to speak, right? We should be comfortable. So, accuracy and ease, these are two main purposes, not purposes, I would say two main things, characteristics of the speech of every normally speaking person. Not fluency, but we want to be accurate and we want to speak with ease, right? Write to me. I see a few people are joining. Write to me. Type to me a question. Okay. So let me remind to you that the main title, the title of today's live stream, which is a lesson again, it's Don't Fight Stuttering. There is another way. So why I keep talking about fighting? Because this is what the system has been teaching people to do. We must, the system wants people to fight, to be constantly generating negative emotions, be aggressive. And people who stutter are typical representatives of well-trained by the system people well-trained by the system. Where do people who stutter get this idea to constantly fight? And let me explain why they are fighting. What do I mean when I say fighting? Whenever they want to speak, they are ready to fight. With what? What are they fighting with? They are fighting with everything and everyone. First of all, people who stutter begin to fight with their own speech instrument or tool. This is one of the tools that I'm going to talk about today. Okay, this is the natural tool. Mother Nature has given it to you. There is no word in English language to name this natural speech tool. In Russian, we call it usta. Usta, which is one indivisible speech organ. It consists of 3 parts. One part is called the jaw. It's the jaw muscles. Jaw muscles, they're right here. Jaw. The other part of it is the bottom lip. See, when the jaw drops, the bottom lip also drops. And the tongue. The jaw, the bottom lip, and the tongue. Watch me. Every time the jaw drops, the bottom lip and the tongue also drop. Every time I speak, my jaw drops automatically. Why? Because there is so-called the law of gravitation law. Okay, so there is absolutely no reason to fight. There is no reason to apply any pressure to open our mouth. The jaw drops because of the gravitation law, gravity. Okay? This is how one of the speech tools works. So, in order to speak, we need to have four speech tools that Mother Nature has given to us. Four natural speech tools. Have you ever heard about it from anyone other than me? You need to be aware. You can even touch it. Yes, you do have your speech tool. It drops automatically if once upon a time you have already learned this word that you want to say correctly, of course. So tool number one is usta, and people who stutter are constantly fighting with their usta. Why? It's very easy. Because whenever they go to a speech therapist, to a teacher, what is it that a child is being taught? That he needs to produce specific single sounds. Sounds. He needs to speak by sounds, by single letters, by syllables, by phrases, by sentences. This is a whole bunch of misinformation, unfortunately. And where does it come from? From the people, from the specialists that the system has trained. Unfortunately, this is the case. The system has trained each of us to speak by the rules, not for oral speech, not for the speech, I call it usta speech, movements of the usta. No, we all have been trained to speak by the written speech, by the way we produce words, with the movements of our hand or fingers when we're typing. So you got to understand, when we speak with a different speech tool. We use this part of our body. Da, 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 da. Okay? And when we write, we use this part of the body. So the tools, the rules for producing oral words and written words are 100% different, totally different. But when a child comes to a teacher, to school, when the child comes to a speech therapist, he's constantly being bombarded by learning single sounds. And I'm going to show you a few videos, because once again, it was really hard to find those videos where speech therapists or teachers are actually showing how they teach children to speak when they are young. Okay, Tracy, hi. Hi to see you, Tracy. Hi, good to see you, Tracy. Stay with me, because today I'm doing something I've never done. I am actually sharing an invaluable information about what is naturally balanced speech. It's when people are using naturally and automatically four main speech tools. Tools, because what we have here is a body-mind computer. It's a device, it's a biocomputer, and it has four tools for speaking. Once you have learned how to use those tools, you begin speaking just like all normal people. But the moment you begin fighting with those tools, you begin to attempt to speak without using those tools. and attempting to use anything else but those four tools, you develop all kinds of forms of so-called speech disorders. Of course, they are not disorders. Okay? They're just simple misuse, abusive, extremely violent use of those four tools. Incorrect use of the tools. Okay, let me know if anyone has any questions. If not, I'm going to continue with my story. So, I've already mentioned that one natural speech tool that we use when we speak is called usta. Once again, usta is one speech organ. It's built by Mother Nature right here. It's a movable part of our mouth, movable part. And let me repeat once again, if someone joined me, haven't listened to me before, it must never be separated. There are three parts in this organ, and all these parts work in unison together. If the word has, let's take any word, mommy, okay? So the first movement of our usta is ma. It's not a single sound, no. It's when we write, yes, of course, it's going to be letter M, right? Again, we're going to talk about it in the video. I just want to give you kind of an overview, and then we're going to go through the videos. So if you want to say the word mommy, then it means that there are two movements of our usta. Our usta, which is again low jaw, the lower lip, and the tongue. Okay, bottom. Did I say it correctly last time? Bottom lip, the jaw, and the tongue. Ma, me. Do you see that? It drops automatically. I am just demonstrating to you. That's why I'm doing it. But when people are talking around, when mommy and daddy are talking in front of a baby, they just go, mommy, mommy, mommy. The baby looks at the movable part of the mouth and repeats exactly the same, in exactly the same way. Okay? So let's continue. This is tool number one. Tool number two is called the ringtone word melody. The ringtone word melody. What does it mean? Ringtone, this is the melody that we play when one time our usta drops one time. Ma. That's the melody. That's the ringtone. Ma. Okay? Me. It's the second ringtone. So words for speaking are not made from letters. Words for speaking are not made from syllables. I'm going to give you a simple example. Imagine you write in front of you, like imagine. You write the word thought, which has 7 letters, THOUGHT, 7 letters, thoughts, right? Thought, 1. If you do thoughts, it's going to be 8. So if we talk about syllables, then there is only one syllable in the word thought. Thought has one syllable, right? Hello, Bex. Oh, yeah. I recognize this name. Begzad, right? Berhan. No, it's a different name. I had Begzad. Okay, ask questions, guys. I'm going through my program for today. If there are no questions, I'm going to continue. If at any point of my lesson you don't understand something, go ahead and ask. Okay. So, where did I stop? Yeah, I stopped at the word thought. So, if we want to say the word thought, And we're going to talk about syllables, which is the rules for writing. When we write, yes, we need to be aware of the syllables of the word, because we cannot transfer, we cannot divide the word thought. And let's say we're writing the word thought and there is not enough room to fit all the 7 letters in one line at the end of the line, right? So in writing, we can divide this word only by syllables, only. So basically, we cannot divide and transfer the last part of the word thought to the second line. We write thought, we must fit it in the line, in one line, or we should just take the whole word and write it thought in the second line. Okay, we cannot divide it. However, when we speak, this word has 2 ringtone movements, 2 melodies. One is thaw, and the second one is t. Thought, 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 thought. See, I am not emphasizing anything. I am not exaggerating now anything. Thought, thought. 2 ringtone movements, 2. And the moment you look at someone right here, just tell me honestly, have you ever watched other people move their mouth? Have you ever done that? Maybe when you were young, when you were a child and speaking, fine. But the moment you stop watching your mom and daddy or your teacher moving their speech organ, usta, you started trying to speak according to the written words, which is absolutely wrong. It doesn't fit. You got to understand that written way of speaking does not fit our usta. Okay? Anyway, let's continue. So this is the second tool. It's called ringtone. Not syllables, but ringtone. It's the melody we hear when our usta drops one time. If they're harsh listening, let me know that you're understanding me, guys. Okay? Let me know if you're still there. Because I see people come, go, whatever. So, once again, there are 2 naturally created by Mother Nature, 4 tools created and given to us, including you, people who stutter, by Mother Nature, 4 tools. Tool number 1 is the instrument, musical instrument called usta. Tool number 2 is the melody and the movement of this usta. Mother, mother, okay, or desktop. Let's say the word desktop. What are the ringtones? Desktop. It doesn't matter how many consonants are in front of the vowel. It doesn't matter. It's all about dropping our usta naturally, because that's when the usta are 100% relaxed. 100% relaxed. Desktop, 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 desktop. That's it. Let's take any other word. Carpet. Okay, looking at the carpet, right? Carpet. 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 If there is that you can hear, like in British English, people don't. I have missed you, Anna. Yay, Harry. Yay, good to see you. You know what? I am here. I was just busy writing the book. And on top of that, I have given my book to the editor and he got sick with COVID. Can you believe? Kaka. Made a mistake. I heard it, immediately fixed it. So instead of 2 months, he's been now working for almost 3 months on my book. I can't wait when he finishes the editing of my book. But anyway, yes, Harry, I am back and I'm planning to do it for maybe if I don't have students every Friday the way I like doing it. Okay. So tool number one is usta. Tool number two is ringtone usta's word. Any word, carpet, ka or pa, carpet. Give me any word if you need. Transportation. Wow, let's do the long word. Transportation. 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 The usta just drops. It's the law of gravity. You guys need to understand it. We don't need to do anything. Just simply go with the law of nature. Transportation. 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 Can you hear how my usta is speaking? And the moment you begin to do the same, your usta will work 100% perfectly. Your usta will not tense. But what are you doing instead? You keep fighting with your usta. Keep fighting, trying to do or tru. You separate from her in the word transportation, and it's impossible. It's impossible to say it without, as you like to say, it's impossible to say fluently. People do not speak fluently. People speak in the way that is comfortable to their parts of the body. It's very comfortable. Okay, you know, Harry, I'm going to show your message right now so people could see, because somehow the live chat disappears, but people could see what my students, my real students or the digital students who come only to my live streams, what they say to me, how they take the words I'm sharing with them. Okay, so let's continue. So tell me if you have any questions about the two tools I just explained to you. Each and every person on the planet has. Even if a person has difficulty speaking, this person still have these tools. Of course, people who stutter do not have the second tool, the ringtone words, unfortunately, because they keep speaking, no, they don't speak. They attempt to speak according to the way they write. And this is absolutely not a ringtone word. If you try to write the word glasses, for example, okay, glasses. If you're going to attempt to speak according to the way we write, you're going to do g, 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 g. That's it. That's stuttering. But if you do it in a ringtone drop of the usta, you're going to do glasses. Glasses. 3 movements, natural movements of your usta. Okay, Edward. Yay, good to see you. Edward Marian wrote, what about the respiratory tension and the one around the vocal cords? This is very, again, simple. Who is fighting your respiratory tension? I mean, who is fighting your breathing? Who is taking deep breath? Who is constantly fighting with your own body to breathe? Do you see me breathe in any moment? I don't even know that I breathe. I have no idea. The moment you begin focusing on breathing, you destroy, you interrupt the natural work of your Air pump. It's called the respiratory organ called what? What is the air pump? What's the name? The lungs. It's the air pump. It works automatically. But the moment you begin fighting with your own lungs, you begin inhaling oxygen, which we totally don't need when we speak. We don't need oxygen. When will you understand it? And when we breathe in, we inhale what, Edward? Tell me. Type to me. What is it that you inhale? What is it? What kind of gas do you inhale from outside? Is it a speech gas, which is carbon dioxide, CO2? Or is it oxygen? Oxygen is, we don't use oxygen when we speak. Please understand this. Okay. Oh, okay. Let me hide this. Hide. Okay. And see oxygen. Exactly. So we inhale oxygen, but for speaking, we don't need it. So what happens when you inhale oxygen? Here, we have carbon dioxide that is produced by our body constantly, even when we sleep. The carbon dioxide is being produced by the whole body, and it accumulates. It's a byproduct. It's just kind of, let me explain even more. When you do have you seen cars? When it's cold, you see how the running car is running the engine, boom, 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 boom. And you see the gas exhaust coming out of the car, right? Boom, boom, boom. When it's cold, you see it kind of really visually. So this is exhaust gas. It's called carbon dioxide. Our body produces it also constantly. It's the byproduct of the everything that works in our body. It produces carbon dioxide. It accumulates in our lungs. And when we breathe or when we speak, we get rid of this bad gas, bad carbon dioxide. It is bad for us, but it's good for speaking. It's very good for speaking. We need it to speak. Okay? And what is it that you do, Edward? Instead of using the carbon dioxide, you inhale oxygen. So here is carbon dioxide, and you inhale oxygen. Now, see what happens. Carbon dioxide is blocked by the oxygen. It cannot come up, cannot. And you feel this. You feel that you're running out of air. There is no air. It's blocked. Carbon dioxide, the speech gas, is blocked by the oxygen. Never, ever focus on inhaling. But when this happens, there is no gas. Guess what? Your vocal cords, everything becomes tense because you begin to fight for the air. You begin to fight, and the whole body becomes tense. Tension is something, you called it respiratory tension. Who brings oxygen? Who inhales oxygen? Who is that guy? Exactly. Exactly, you got it. It's like drowning. Yep, that's what it is. But once again, who is doing this? Just imagine yourself jumping in the water and just being under the water. And you tell yourself, don't breathe because I don't want water in my lungs, right? You tell to yourself, I'm not going to breathe. Imagine. So you stay under the water. If you're a trained person, yes, you can stay a little longer under the water. Yeah, like for maybe a few seconds. Some people can do it even up to a minute. But eventually, your air pump will begin pumping whatever is outside. If you are under the water, then the air pump will begin pumping in what? Water. If you are in the area where there is bad air, let's say some gas, some, I don't know, stunk smell, right? Skunk, not stunk. Skunk, stunks, stink, no. Skunk smells bad. Okay, it stinks. And you go like, I don't want to breathe, right? You can stay in this kind of position for this much, but eventually your air pump will begin pumping in the air, whatever it is. It could be good air, could be bad air, could be some bad gas, like biological weapon. You will begin inhaling it. And what's going to happen? Nothing good for your body, right? Edward wrote, thank you, ma'am. Show Edwards. Okay, reaction. So far, we have discussed two speech tools. I'm going to repeat for the ones who just joined. Tool number one is called usta. Usta has the movements, the muscles of the lower jaw dropping, and together with the lower jaw, we have connected to it two other muscles. Let me put it this way. It's a group of two muscles. They're connected. See this little connector? To our lower jaw. It's called the lower lip, which is continuation of our tongue, and the tongue. So whenever we speak, just pay attention how I speak. This part of my body called usta drops automatically. It drops as many times as it needs to drop to produce a certain melody. I call it ringtone melody because every time it drops, it produces a ringtone. In other way, I call every ringtone is a chord, sound chord. You know how people play guitar and they play several sounds at once. They go like boom, and they play several sounds at once. This organ works on the same principle. So the moment you have learned how to drop your start certain number of times in the word, oral word, not written word, oral word, your stuttering disappears instantly. You begin speaking just like every normal person on the planet. Let me know if you understand me. I always like to have connection with my students. So no questions, I'll continue. There are two more tools. Okay, so tool number one, again, the usta, you can touch it, you have it, blah, 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 just like everyone else. Tool number two is called usta's ringtone word. Ringtone, usta's word. Blah, blah, blah. Oxygen. 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 No, oxygen. Oxygen. Note that it's not syllables at all. Because if we were to divide the word in syllables, it would be ja, right? No, it's not. Ja, no. Oxygen, oxygen. Okay, let's go to tool number 3 and 4, which are also connected with each other. Like the first two tools, kind of a set, they are connected with each other, usta and the word for the usta, the movements, the word for the usta. Okay, they go together. And the second one is called the second tool of the speech tools is called the meaningful pause. The meaningful pause, it's a small moment of silence. Very brief moment of silence. Sometimes it's shorter, sometimes it's longer. It depends. What is it we want? So it's the moment of silence when we visualize, form, visualize, create, or select visual image. One visual image that we want to name with our usta. It's a silent pause, silent, and it's a meaningful pause. And if you don't take this moment of silence, guess what? You will not be able to speak with accuracy and ease, and your speech will be meaningless. You will be just like too many people. You will be just having, I call it a word diarrhea. You will talk about around and around and around about the same thing instead of taking a silent moment to select one speech subject. What is it that you want? You need to select the speech subject, create speech subject, imagine it. You need an image, okay? And without an image, your speech will be crazy. Okay. So the two third and fourth speech tools are: number one, it's a meaningful pause, the moment of silence. What is it that I want to say, right? One speech, one meaningful pause, okay? And number four, the tool number four, is called the speech subject. So one is silence for selecting it, and four is the speech subject itself. So what is it you want to say? Okay? So let me repeat the four tools. Tool number one is usta. Tool number two is usta's melodies, ringtone melody. One melody, one oral word, okay? Tool number three is the meaningful pause for selecting of the tool number four called the speech subject. We always go through selection. I am talking in front of you, and I want you to note, just pay attention, how I make a short pause, very short, very brief. Sometimes it's longer, but it's always a short, meaningful pause before each and every word. Why? Because I need time to visualize, to have the image, to see what is it that I want to name the next moment of the now. Let me know if you are understanding of my words today. If I, hi, Hialdi, hi, Hialdi, I am answering questions of people who started today. So far, I haven't had too many questions, but please understand that your questions will guide you, will lead you from the misery of stuttering. Only your questions. Unfortunately, people who stutter are rarely asked questions, because asking question is also a tool. It's a skill. You got to learn how to ask questions. So if I don't see any more questions, we're going to go now through specific videos. And before we go through them, once again, I don't want to get a strike on YouTube, right? They don't like when people are playing videos of other YouTubers. So I'm going to be doing it in a way so they wouldn't, I hope they wouldn't give me a strike. Okay, copyright strike. But the video I'm going to watch together with you today and stop it from time to time and talk about it. It's going to be the video where we're going to begin looking at the cartoon. Okay? Is it a cartoon? Let me see. Let me go there for a second and see. Oh, it doesn't matter. So we're gonna go to and watch the video where what speech therapists recommend you to do when you go to speech therapy session. This is just all over the world. It's the same all over the world. Okay. So let me see. What is it? Speech therapy not working for stuttering treatment? Okay, I see now what they want. Let me connect this present. Share screen. Speech therapy not working. Share. Okay, let me go. I'm going to have to turn the sound here off. It's going to be hard to work in this mode in StreamYard. Okay, can you see this, guys? Let me know if you see it. Someone dropped. Okay, so let's go. Nobody can tell me. And what I'm going to do now, I am going to switch from this way. How do I think it's this. It's not showing. It looks like I'm going to have to show it manually. Yeah, I'm going to have to do it manually. Don't like it. Anyway, here is my screen, and I'm going to begin showing you the tools, and we're going to discuss those tools. Okay, let's go. Let me close Edward's comment. Okay. I'm going to make myself a little bigger. Okay, I think this is fine. Okay, so let's begin. Is there any way I can play it from here? No, I can't. Okay, I have no way to hear it now. That's too bad. Okay, let me go back and stop it. The lack of motivation and interest. No. How do I do this? Okay. Yeah. I'm going to have to turn it on. Turn the video on. Let's go back. Let's go back. Okay, so let's go. Let's listen.
The ideal thing is to learn the techniques, come back home, and practice every single day.
Okay, so let's talk about what they just said. This is what the speech therapist, every speech therapist recommends, that you have to come to a speech therapist and you have to learn that technique and you have to practice it daily, basically for the rest of your life. I don't know, write to me if you believe that that's what you want to do. I wouldn't like to do it. But let's go. Let's see what techniques they offer.
The Stamurai app helps you keep up the practice with engaging exercises. Right. And you can set a reminder for a time that works for you.
Right. Okay. So, and of course, now
the lack of monitoring and self-correction.
That you have the lack of motivation and self-correction. Of course, you don't want to deal with this because you see that no matter how much you practice, nothing works.
When not in a professional setting or guided by experienced practitioners, it is easy to slip up and do things the wrong way. But this is a strange territory, wondering
Okay,
if you are on track
so this
and
is,
not
I
being.
don't like this video. Let's go to another one. So the bottom line, what they say is not comfortable. What they recommend never works. But let me see what they do. I want to show to them what they actually, okay, present, share screen. Speech therapist teaching, okay, speech therapy techniques. Oh yeah, that's what I want to show to you. Share. So as you heard, I was talking about that when we speak, we use our speech tool called Usta as one whole movement. Like, for example, if she's going to show to this young kid, this is a speech therapist, and she's going to show to a young child different toys because the child is not talking yet. This baby is only 3 years old and he is nonverbal. I want you to see how she is teaching him to speak. And I'm going to be stopping. Okay. So let's go what she teaches.
What is this? Look at the video recorder. You see it?
What she said, look at this. See this video recorder and the baby, very smart kid. He is looking at the video recorder. Is he looking at her usta, the movements of her usta? Just see it yourself. How much attention is this child paying to the way she moves her usta?
I see you. With your eyes, can you turn it? Turn it. Look, turn. Say round and round.
See what she did? She again asked him to look at the way she was using her hand. And the baby did it. The kid did it very well. He looked at how she was manipulating this bright tool and he liked it. And look what he did immediately.
Video recorder. Look, yep, turn.
By the way, look how the lady, speech therapist, she's supposed to be very smart. She's supposed to be the one who we should look up to. Watch what she wrote. Child attempts to the imitate motor. How is her spelling, guys? How is her writing? Yeah, people do make mistakes. I also do make mistakes, but before I publish, I check for spelling. I check for my mistakes. I make sure that my spelling is correct. But she published the video, and this video is for public to see. Can you even understand what she wrote? Child attempts to the imitate motor movement of turning the toy. Yes, the child does imitate the motor movement. The child imitated what the lady made him interested in. But what's the point when we, as speech professionals, must motivate the child? Look not at the toy. I mean, the toy is perfect. She should have waited a little bit. When he looks, he becomes familiar with the toy. And when he is already interested and familiar in the toy, she should make sure that this little boy looks at her mouth, looks at her usta. Look what happens next.
Yeah, can you see? Look. It's video. Look. You can push the button. You try. Yes, you're recording. See? Video recorder. Can you push your button?
Look where he's looking. Look at his eyes. Is he looking at her? He's looking away because he doesn't understand what she wants from her. He is not interested in her speak. no interest at all. But she is still pushing this baby to concentrate on the toy, which is okay, of course, for in the beginning for a nonverbal child. Of course, it's okay. He must be interested. It must be fun for him. But he's not looking at her speaking. And I'm going to play a little bigger piece, but I want you to see if he ever even looked, even once, at her moving her usta.
Look, push, push.
See, again, looking at the toy.
Okay, it's a video recorder. See?
See,
Video cam. I'll show you another one.
that's it. He is not interested in the way she speaks. No. He wants to play with a toy, which is totally normal for the 3-year-old, right? Normal. He's not interested in that speech therapist, the lady. Okay. But look what she does next. Instead of giving him the time to play with the toy, and then still, finally, make sure he watches her usta moves. She just puts it away and she introduces the next toy. Look, sorry.
Look at this one. What's this? Look, camera. Take a picture. Cheese. You try. Camera. When you take a picture, camera.
See, she's talking camera, and he is looking at the video camera, at the toy. He can hear the melody. He hears the ringtone melody. But is he watching her moving her usta? No. His attention is not there. He may remember that this little toy is called camera, but that's the only memory he's going to have. He's going to have an audio memory. Yes. He's going to hear the melody, but he will not learn how to move his usta because he's not looking at the way the lady, the speech therapist, produces the word.
You use it to take a picture. You hold it up. Cheese.
What does it have to do with the video camera? Cheese. And still, he's going to be really confused. Is it camera? Is it cheese? What is this? Poor child. And he still is not looking at her usta.
And you take the picture. Camera. Camera. So look, here's the other one. Video. Look at the video cam. Look. So you have the video.
Look at the way she acts. She's grabbing the toy. That child just got interested. If the child is interested in this, then make sure that the whole thing will end with the child watching you and imitating you. Because if he did see the movements of her mouth, he would have repeated it automatically. But she is not into it. She doesn't understand that the child needs to see her mouth, her usta moves.
Cam, you use it to record so you can see. And you have the camera. Cheese. Take pictures. See? Can you put it to your eye? Take my picture. Here. Can you take my picture? Can you take my picture?
See what she says? Can you take my picture? He doesn't understand what she wants from you. It's a non-verbal child. He doesn't know what she wants, and she keeps repeating, can you take my picture? Can you take my picture? Instead of simply whatever he's holding, video recorder, look at my mouth. Look how I am saying this word, video recorder. Look, baby, look. This is the encouragement she should have given to him. And look what she's doing instead.
Hold it up. See, look, let me take a picture. Say cheese. Cheese. Camera.
Did you notice what the kid did when she was showing to him what to do? He looked away. And she was like a clown. She was entertaining this kid, but he wasn't even looking at her. And then she's expecting him to do the same. That's what all speech therapists do. I mean, I don't want to speak badly about all speech therapists. Of course, there are some that make sense. Of course, some of them do the right things at some point, but most of them don't. Okay, most of them are trained to do this. This lady is trying very hard. He believes that what she does will help this little one to begin imitating the words she is saying. But this child cannot do it because he doesn't look at her.
Camera. So look, camera, video recorder. Look what else we got. Now I have a tool.
And she just is moving.
Look at this. What is that?
Further away to another
You see
tool.
the screwdriver? Screwdriver. And then here is a...
Look what she did. The moment the child wanted to take it from her hands, she immediately pulled it away from him. She confuses him more and more and more. And now I'm going to skip the screwdriver because she's doing the same things here. Exactly the same. And now she grabs the next toy. And now I want you to pay attention how she shows to him how to say these words.
All right, here we go. What's this? Look, eyes, eyes.
She says, look, but the kid looks totally in a different direction. Everything she does doesn't work because the child doesn't do what she asks him to do. Why? He's not interested in her. He is interested in toys. Then play with the toys. Play in the way that he is looking at you.
Eyes, and then eyes. Those are your eyes. Look, eyes. Put the eyes on for me. Where'd they go?
Okay, she's going to begin doing it now.
Put eyes here. Eyes. Look, can you put them right there? Eyes.
See, he is interested in playing with the toys, manipulating with the toy. And when she shows to him, here, put these eyes here, he looks, and he is able to do it now.
Look, eyes. Put them right here, Danye.
He's doing
Very
it.
good.
Okay.
Eyes. You see with your eyes. Danye, where are your eyes?
All right.
Eyes. Good job. Eyes. Danye, where's your nose?
Okay.
Where's nose?
No, nose.
Look. Nose. Nose.
He's not
Nose.
looking at her. He's not
Nose.
and he
Where you gonna
doesn't
put his
like when she
nose?
touches him.
Where are you going to put his nose?
But I want you to hear how she says words.
Where's nose? There it is. Good job. Nose. Yep, nose. That's right. Look, jar.
Now.
J.
Did you hear what she said?
Look what we're going to put in this.
Did you hear? That's where stuttering comes from. Who teaches you to stutter? Who taught you to stutter? The word is jar, and she did j. Why did she do it? Because they trained her to do it. Okay, let's do a little longer.
Jar. Danye, sit up. What is this? What is this? What is it? Cookie?
She does again the word cookie. The way we are speaking when we speak, we do cookie. We don't do k. And she is teaching this kid to do k. And then you wonder why you stutter.
Cookie? Cookie? What do you do with the cookie? Look, eat. Cookie.
And for a brief moment, you looked at her. And look what he is doing right away. He looked at her mouth and he immediately started imitating her. Do you see that? Immediately. Okay, let me go back and see if there are any questions here. Okay, one person is watching. So you see how it works. All speech therapists, most of them are doing it because this is how they've been trained to do, unfortunately. Okay, so let me put this phone back. I don't have anybody watching me on Instagram, unfortunately. Okay, let me put this back. So, as you saw, the speech therapist tried very hard to teach a baby to speak, but she did not show to the baby how to move her usta. Her interest was not there. The baby was not looking at her mouth. And the one moment he looked, he immediately imitated what she was doing. Of course, for 3-year-old, it's like a literate thing. He didn't do what she did. He just grabbed the cookie and put it in his mouth. This is normal. This is natural. Okay, so let me do stop screen. Okay. So, of course, I have some other videos which we can watch next time. And guys, if you want me to analyze any video of anyone teaching you what to do, just send me links and we'll go over them together. I want you to become wise. Don't take everyone's words when you hear someone is telling you something. Let's begin asking questions. Let's not trust just without hesitation. Let's become skeptical. I like skeptical people. I like when people don't believe me and begin asking questions. Become skeptical. It's a very good feature to be skeptical. Okay? So, so far, I haven't seen any questions. So let me see. I've been 1 hour, 17 minutes live. So let me know if you want me to go through another video, okay? Because I have prepared another video for you. It's called Speech Therapy Techniques. Speech Therapy. Oh, no, not this one. This one. Speech therapist treats a cluttering disorder. Cluttering disorder. They call it cluttering, stuttering, whatever, stammering. It's all the same. The bottom line, they call it a disorder. They call a disorder when a child is not using correctly these 4 tools that Mother Nature has given to everyone. And if the child doesn't use these 4 tools correctly, he's fighting with these tools, then he begins to have difficulty. And when a child begins to have difficulty like with the child you just saw in the video that I analyzed together with you, this child had one problem, only one problem. He did not imitate the mouth of his mommy and daddy and the speech therapist. He did not look at the mouth of the ustaz movements of people who would communicate with him. And because he didn't look at the way his mommy, daddy, or other people around, or speech therapists were moving their usta, of course he couldn't imitate. That was the biggest problem of this child. But unfortunately, speech therapists don't know about that. They do whatever they can. They become just entertainers for children. They bring a whole bunch of toys to the child. And of course, young children especially, they like speech therapy because it's a never stopping game. They're playing and playing with all kinds of bright toys. It's very good, There is a nice book that has been written by one speech therapist who I actually like. She does make sense a lot. And she writes, the title of her book is If It's Not Fun, It's Not Fun. That's the title of her book, to work with autistic children. Because why I like this book is because she works with autistic children and she calls them late talkers. She simply calls them late talkers. And she's great. I like the way she works with these children. However, I want you to understand that not every autistic child is a stutterer, but all 100% of people who stutter, unfortunately, have autistic characteristics. They don't like communication with people. They don't like people that they're talking with. They hate, they go like, oh, why are they looking at me? I don't want people to laugh at me. They're in constant war with other people, with their own speech instrument, speech tool. They are they have a lot of characteristics of autistic people, autistic children. This is why I've been in communication with this lady, the author of that book called If It's Not Fun, It's Not Fun. If you have an autistic child, a late talking child, I truly recommend her book. You can go ahead and order it from Amazon, buy it from Amazon. It's a great book. But it's great for young children who still are not speaking, although they should be speaking already. But the main problem of these children not imitating their mommy and daddy is because they are not interested in mommy and daddy's speak. There could be many, many reasons for that, and we can talk about these reasons if anybody asks me, but I don't see any questions. That's why today I'm going to wrap it up because I don't see any more questions. And next week, it's going to be 9 plus 7. It's going to be 16th. I don't know if I'm going to be live next week. I'm going to be doing live. I am going to be live, but I'm not going to be doing live stream next week because I am going to travel next week. Okay. Finally, I'll have a little bit of vacation because I worked too much this year, too hard. So the bottom line, at the end of this video lesson, I would like to go over it one more time. There are 4 tools, natural speech tools that each person on the planet, including people who stutter, stammer, clutter, they all have these tools. Okay, but they are not using them correctly. This is why they experience difficulties and tension in their body. That's why they're fighting. So I offer you, stop fighting. The moment you stop fighting with yourself, with other people, with speaking, with your own speech tools, you will immediately become a student who is learning to say every word naturally with the means of not applying pressure, but learning to drop your usta according to the natural law of gravity. Okay, so stop fighting, because every technique, every little thing you do, breathing, relaxing, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. I don't want even to go through all of these recommendations. Now they have all kinds of apps for practicing, training. You got to understand, whenever you begin training, it means you are fighting. You're attempting to do it faster, stronger. Every training intends to make you stronger, faster, better than others. Every training. The end goal of the training is to do it better, better, and better. And speech is a pretty boring skill, pretty boring. Once you have learned to say the ringtone Usta's word, let's say, give me the word. See, two people are watching me. Here, give me the word. I show to you how to naturally say this word. Naturally, with the movements of your usta. Give me this word. Whoever is watching me, Edward, Harsh, whoever else is watching, give me this word. What's your difficult word? Give it to me. What's your difficult word, people on Instagram? Give it to me. Give it to me. Okay, I'm going to pick the word screw. The word from the lady, remember she was using the screwdriver. Screwdriver. How do you say the word screw with one movement of your usta? Screw. Screw. It's one movement. Doesn't matter how many consonant sounds are in the beginning. You got to drop your usta to relax your usta. Screw. 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 Screwdriver. Screw. Dra. Va. Screwdriver. Screwdriver. So anyway, it's a lot of information. I am not hiding anything. If you want to finally stop stuttering, stop fighting with yourself and with your stuttering, and walk another way in only 3 days. Sometimes it takes even 1 day with some of my students. Rarely, but sometimes it does happen. Okay, then go to livestutterfree.com. livestutterfree.com. Watch my free webinar on livestutterfree.info website. I mean, you have to go to livestutterfree.com, watch my free webinar, and as you are watching, you're going to be given the link to make an appointment with me. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. You just schedule your free call with Anna Deeter. It's a 45-minute call. Sometimes I give more of my time freely. Okay? And then it's up to you whether you want to invest in your own well-being, in your own peace of mind, in your own beautiful speech, because it takes only 1 to 3 days, and you stop fighting with your speech. You stop fighting with stuttering, with a monster, non-existent monster called stuttering speech disorder. If you want, then schedule, book a video call with me. It could be on Zoom, could be on Facebook Messenger, could be on Instagram, could be anywhere. Whatever works in your country, I am still available. Lots of love to you, my dear digital friends. And once again, don't fight stuttering. There is another way, and it's very, very simple because it's given to you by Mother Nature or someone we call God. Bye-bye. Okay. I don't know why it's okay. End stream.